Hello friends, myself Mr. V.D. Jadhav sir from Adarsh Institute of Technology and Research Center Vita. Today in this video we will learn battery ignition system of automotive vehicles, its essential parts and working of battery ignition system. This is the general layout of battery ignition system. It mainly consists of battery, ignition switch, ballast resistor, ignition coil, condenser, contact breaker, distributor and spark plug. Now let's see one by one. First, battery, which stores the electrical energy. Battery is connected to primary winding of the ignition coil. Now let's see this. When ignition switch is on, current flows from battery towards the ignition coil. Due to continuous application, temperature of ignition coil increases, hence chances of burning the primary winding. Hence, to avoid this, ballast resistor is used. It's simple application. As the temperature of ignition coil goes on increases, resistance increases to flow current. Thus, ballast resistor helps to keep the current down to the safe value. Now next is the ignition coil, which is the main source of ignition energy used to step up the low voltage to the high voltage. It consists soft iron core, primary winding, secondary winding. Primary winding consists of generally 200 to 300 turns wound around soft iron core, and secondary winding consists of almost 20,000 to 21,000 turns and one end connected to distributor, second end connected to the primary coil. Now let's see the contact breaker point. Contact breaker is the mechanical device for making and breaking the primary circuit. It consists of two metal points. One is fixed, one is the movable one. Movable point is connected to spring loaded pivot arm and which closing the primary circuit. Now we can see which closing the primary circuit starts from the battery towards the primary circuit. Pivoted arm has heel attached and which is operated by cam, which make and break the contacts. Okay, we can see in this. Now next is the condenser. Condenser is connected in parallel with the contact breaker, which provides ignition energy to the secondary winding. Now next is the distributor. Distributor is provided to distribute the ignition surge to the individual spark plug. It consists of rotor in the middle. It mainly consists of the rotor in the middle and metallic electrodes on its periphery. These metallic electrodes are connected to the spark plug. Secondary winding is connected to the rotor, which is also driven by the camshaft as the rotor rotates, which passes high voltage to the spark plug. Okay, now let's try to understand the working of battery ignition system, how it works. Let's see. When ignition switch is on, current flows from the battery and primary circuit close. While passing the current through the ignition coil in primary winding, it set up magnetic field around the soft iron core. Now when contact breaker point open through the action of cam, suddenly what happen? Current which flowing through contact breaker starts flowing through the condenser, and now condenser is charging. Due to this, primary current fall down and magnetic field collapse. This change in magnetic field induces current in the primary winding, which flows in the same direction and charges the condenser to voltage much higher than the battery voltage, and thus stopping the current flow from the battery. Due to this, condenser discharges into the battery and thus reverse the direction of the both primary current and magnetic field. This rapid collapse and reversal of magnetic field induces a very high voltage, and this high voltage is forwarded towards the distributor through the secondary winding, and from the distributor towards the spark plug. Now this is how the battery ignition system works. I hope you understand the concept of battery ignition system.